Hello, this is a special, this is very important. This is like a special message to Carlos Ghosn. Carlos Ghosn, I know you are the CEO of Nissan. And then this is where I heard about this. If you might be interested in Nissan building aircrafts, the only thing you might start to be is, you check out the situation with the Boeing 787. Well, the Boeing 787 have recalls of default batteries or any other defaults. This is where you have a collaboration with a European-based company. So all the meetings of Nissan's projects on building aircrafts in Japan will start in Toulouse, France. Well, why Toulouse, France? Because I think this is where it goes to building one of Nissan's first aircraft. And the company name, as for sure you might notice, is Airbus. And then this is where it is between Airbus and Nissan, or I just call it Nissan, or Nissan Airbus. This collaboration could be a good thing, and this would be Japan's answer to fixing the default batteries of the 787. We'll see if there could be a challenge. As you know, Carlos Ghosn, I know this is very important for you. This is a special message going through you, Carlos Ghosn. It is like this. First of all, they're talking Toulouse, France, of Nissan building aircrafts. This is where the company that will make the aircrafts for Nissan, Airbus, with the first A320 built in Japan. The Airbus A320. And this is where it goes for this project. It will first be starting in Toulouse and then to Tokyo at Nissan's main headquarters. Toulouse is where Airbus main headquarters are located. After that, this project will goes to making a new factory called Airbus Nissan. Nissan Airbus. With the first aircrafts called the for the Japan Airlines, actually for all Nippon Airways, called the first A320. This company will be starting out in Fukuoka, Canada Fukuoka factory, where most of the Nissan automobiles that were produced in that factory will be shifted to other Japanese facilities, and also even could make room to make those cars in Tennessee. Those cars that were actually made in Fukuoka could be shifted for the North American market to be manufactured in Tennessee. And while you make room for all this installation, new equipment, right here in the right over there in the Canada plant, in the Fukuoka Canada Nissan Airbus aerospace plant. This is where the first A320 built in Japan. And then there's gonna be, for example, first flight first flight of the first Japan-built A320 will be from. Yeah, it all starts. It will all start. Anything to be of a delivery, new enhancements. See what to upgrade the A320, and then you have the A340. They will build the A320, A340, and then later on the A380. This is where, at least when Boeing has stiff competition with Nissan, and then actually we're Airbus, because Nissan will represents Airbus in Japan. Nissan Airbus. So it would be great. It will be great for the Japanese airline industry. It will be great for Airbus to open a factory at that remaining car factory where now it's going to make where soon they're going to be building aircrafts in the Fukuoka Kanda factory. So this is the investment of equipment, just a merger or collaboration in Japan, and then the factory where the headquarters will be in Fukuoka, the factory will be in Fukuoka, and the rest of it, the cars that were built in Fukuoka will never be built. They'll be moved to another facility. The North American cars that were built in Fukuoka will be built in Tennessee. So this would be like a good strategy for Nissan and for Airbus. For Airbus to make their first airplanes in Japan, and for Nissan to make their first aircrafts with a collaboration with Airbus. And this is where Nissan Airbus as location and headquartered in Fukuoka would be like between Toulouse and Tokyo. Toulouse for the Airbus headquarters, Tokyo for Nissan main headquarters. It will be controlled in a joint venture. Because it is a Nissan factory, and at the same time it's an Airbus factory. It is paid with quality specification of both Nissan and Airbus. To check out their airplanes, the aircrafts. Quality control. The ingenuity of Airbus and the quality control of Nissan, or vice versa. So Carlos Ghosn, this is a great opportunity to invest in, and then this is where it is. The A320 will be the first aircrafts that it will be flying domestically. Starting with ANA, All Nippon Airways. The first flight will be from the home base where they manufacture the plane to another Japanese town, like from Fukuoka to Tokyo, and then this was just national flights in their airlines, and then later on, this would be a great Ghosn. It will be another first flight could be from Fukuoka to Los Angeles, or from Tokyo to some other U.S. town, probably San Francisco. Even for Japan Airlines, using the first one of those Japanese-built A320s. Then after that, the A340s, built in this Fukuoka Kanda factory, Airbus, Nissan Airbus factory. Then they'll be used for Japanese airliners. But then the A380, this will be the first time using for a Japanese-built A340 and A320 it will be out from a company outside Japan. Will be orders from Qantas. Qantas will be ordering a lot from that factory. And, you know, there's a lot from that Fukuoka factory. That Nissan Fukuoka factory now will be soon to be Nissan Airbus, you know, making aircrafts. But I'm telling you, this is where you could fix problems to give a challenge for Boeing in Japan. That I bet that Japanese airliners always know, and with Airbus on the line, they will prefer buying a Japanese built product than a default 787 airplane with the default battery. And even though Boeing never makes airplanes in Japan, but for the first time the Airbus and Nissan and Airbus collaboration of Nissan, of Nissan Airbus, then they'll have more confidence on the A320s built in Fukuoka, Japan, than Boeing 787 built in the US with faults. And that might lead to Boeing to be non-existent in Japan. It might just all dedicating using Airbus model planes from that Fukuoka factory, and then Airbus might just see throughout Nissan that they might build more models for Japanese airline companies to be built in the Fukuoka Kanda factory, in the Nissan Airbus collaboration facility, a Nissan factory building airplanes for Airbus. You know, I think there'll be a good chance to go and make this meeting first in Toulouse, France. So Toulouse, France is the best place to go to invest in an airplane factory for Nissan to build their first aircrafts in Japan. And then this is where from Toulouse then to Tokyo. Then this is where this investment goes, from Toulouse to Tokyo. First we start in Toulouse and then to Tokyo, Japan. And then after that, when things are ready, everything is set up in the Fukuoka factory. Automobiles that are built in the Fukuoka factory are going to be moved to other Nissan factories in Japan. So while that Fukuoka plant from Nissan, the Fukuoka Kanda plant will only be dedicating building aircrafts. And the first aircraft will be an A320. Probably the first A320 will be an ANA, but it will have the labels right there on the side of the plate that says "Made in Japan," because it will be the first A320, and then you need to have the Nissan and Airbus. You have like Airbus logo and the Nissan logo merged together, you know, because it was built in the Fukuoka factory, the first plane of its kind. Later on, you might see the future that you'll see from an A320, A340s, and then A380s. But after this A380, those three models, then if there's trouble with Boeing in Japan, Airbus might look to Fukuoka to build more planes in that Fukuoka Kanda factory. So this is a special message for you, Carlos Ghosn, and I hope you try to figure this thing out about Nissan building aircrafts, you know, under the Airbus model lineup. Bye.